Monday show. It's 2 o'clock Pacific time where I am. I'm in the Los Angeles area. And we are here Monday afternoon to create a bracelet together. I'm going to show you what it looks like. So this was a fun one to design because I gave myself a little beading challenge. So this is what we're going to be making today. And what's kind of clever about these beads is they have 2 holes. So the flower daisy and the maple leaves have 2 holes. Oh, and Eric's reminding everyone that it's 5 p.m. where he is. So yeah, it's great. We're doing these afternoon, evening shows so that if you can't join us in the mornings, usually we do the mornings. I do Thursdays at 9 Pacific time, and then Deb does Tuesdays at 10:30 Pacific time, but we wanted to also be able to be there in the afternoon and the evenings as well. So that's why we put in this special Monday show. Hi, Tanya and Francie. Hello. All right, so what inspired this bracelet was, if you caught my show, I think it was just a week ago, where I showed all these beautiful beads from the Timeless Wonders collection. And those are, a lot of them are vintage beads, and there's thousands of them on the Beadaholique site. They were new. And these are well, actually all of these beads, I think, except for just the seed beads, were from the Timeless Wonders collection. When we start this show, I have to tell you, they're all in stock. I checked. So I wanted to use beads that were in stock because I know some of them are selling out really quickly. So when we started the show, they were in stock. Oh, hello, Jane and Patty. I know I just missed a whole bunch of names. Sharon, hello, guys. And Hazel, hello. Okay. And Mary, hello to you too. Okay. So it's great that we are here in live so I can see these comments. I see Mary Ann from, I think that's Oklahoma. Hello. And Sue from Wisconsin, and Linda from Virginia Beach, and Rebecca is here from New Mexico. We have a really good crowd. We're all spread out. It's great because I also know Michelle is here helping us in the background, and she's up north. So we are all over the place. Hello, Myra and Kay. Hello. Okay, so here again is this bracelet. Oh, hello, Santa Barbara girl. And so these are all Czech Glass beads. They're from the Timeless Wonders collection. And I was really inspired by them. I love their color, I love their shape, and I love the 2-hole. And I wanted to be able to see what I could do with them. And what I figured out is we're gonna use 1 strand of stringing wire. We are going to basically thread it through one way, make a loop, go back down through the other way, make a little, like a button clasp, like the little loop that we would do for a button clasp. And then we're gonna crisscross our wires and we're gonna crimp them 3 times. And so this is like how to do stringing with 2-hole beads, 1 strand of stringing wire, and no like metal clasp. So it was a really fun challenge. So I hope you guys like it. It was something really different. So we're gonna be doing that today. Hello, Terry and Karen and Jill. Hello, guys. Okay, so a couple other quick notes is I see we have a really great crowd here. Thank you for joining me. A lot of people just joined us. Hello, welcome. We are live on this Monday afternoon. Oh, hello, Mary from Rochester, and Sharon in Arizona, and Tracy. Now, if you are over here on Beadaholique, I can see your comments, which is perfect. Oh, from Oahu, hello. Aloha. We just decided to go there for my husband's birthday party in February. We're going to do that as a special, it's a big one too. He's turning a milestone. So we're going to go to Hawaii, Oahu for his birthday. Lydia, I will definitely show you how the clasp works. It is like a little loop clasp, and I will show you how to make it step by step, but it goes like this. You could also use a button instead of this bead. So that would be fun, and it would be the same exact technique. We're figuring out the invites right now, Tracy. Definitely his best friend and his brother is what we settled on. And of course, me and the kids as well. We're all gonna go. And then let's see, if you are on Facebook or you're on YouTube, welcome. Thank you for joining us. I can't see your comments live. I always say that every show because I know we get different people watching us, and sometimes people are commenting and they want to have a response, and I don't see it on my feed. But there is a link in the description of the video you're watching. If you click on it, it will pop you over to Beadaholique. Then you can comment, you can ask questions, and I'll see them live. So just follow that link. We're also going to do a giveaway in a little bit because we love giveaways, but you have to be on Beadaholique to enter. So if you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, pop on over to Beadaholique and you'll be able to comment live to enter the giveaway. Oh my gosh, a bead class in Hawaii. I'm game. That would be so much fun. I love Hawaii. Hawaii is beautiful. So that would be really fun. Hello, Rosetta. Okay. So more history. This might be a history question. I do have the question picked out. Actually, it was Michelle. She had the good idea for the question. So the way our giveaways work is we ask a question, and then the first person to comment live, so to put the correct answer in the comment section, will win. But you have to be on Beadaholique because these are the comments we're able to see live. And then Michelle and Eric are watching out because it's really a fast flurry of comments. And so they're watching out to pick out who has the correct answer first. So that's really a fun way of doing a giveaway. And I could already tell you what we are going to give away. We're going to give a strand of beautiful dagger beads in a fuchsia lemon combo. And then also a strand of these really cool leaves as well. They're both Czech Glass. I don't have samples, so I'm relying on Michelle to pop up pictures of them in the banner section. And then last Thursday, if you want to watch the replay of our class, I did show how to wire wrap daggers and leaves. So if you're interested in learning how to wire wrap them, you can check out the replay because all of these videos are saved. Hello, Cheryl and Dina and Piper. Hello, guys. And hi there from La Follette in East Tennessee. Hello. And Michelle, oh yes, and thank goodness Michelle is back. Yes, Eric, we need Michelle. She is so good at helping us. All right, a couple other quick notes before we begin is if you're new to this platform, hello, Kathleen. If you are new to this platform, there's a couple things to be aware of. One, the commenting, which we already talked about. There's a little heart icon. It gives me little floaty hearts. There's a share button. So if you like what you see, you can share it with the little arrow icon. And then there's also the shopping bag. And the shopping bag is super important because it has everything that you're going to see on my table, which is a lot because I have a lot of pretty beads, preloaded. So it's kind of like your Mary Poppins bag, if you will. It's got everything in it. And then you can click on the different items individually, see their price, their quantity, their color name. It's kind of like a resource guide. And then you can also add them right to your shopping cart from the shopping bag. And you can even check out if you wanted to, and you never leave the show. So I'm always here. I always stay here. So a couple quick notes. Oh, and Jill is saying, I love daggers as focals in kumihimo. Oh, it is really pretty. I've done mini daggers as focals. I haven't done big ones, but I think that would be really pretty. Hello, Lisa, as well. Okay. Let's get going. I'm going to flip my camera down, and I'm also going to at one point pause in the show. I took a few pictures of my kids at the 4th of July festival coming off a water slide, so I'm going to share that today too. So I will do that here in a little bit, but I'm going to adjust my camera. We're going to put it downward. We're going to look at this bracelet up close. We're going to look at the beads, and then I'm going to teach you how to do it. Okay, let's go. Very sunny out there. I need to take you guys on a tour of my garden soon. I was actually at the garden store this morning and I bought 4 toadstools, like 4 mushrooms. They're ceramic for my garden. I bought 2 birdhouses and I bought a little alien in a spaceship made of metal to hide in my garden as well. So I had a great morning this morning. All right, so here we go. Okay, so let me see. I'm trying to also look at the comments. Okay. All right. So here we go. Thank you, Sharon. Okay. And thank you, Susan. Yeah, a quick note for those who don't know, I think a lot of people do know, Beadaholique is closing. We're still doing these live, so all the way up until we can't do them any longer. But one good thing about that is that everything is 30% off. So it is a really good time to pick up things. And we're going to have fun all the way to the end here. So we're going to keep beading and keep learning and keep chatting and keep sharing stories. Okay, so this is what we're making, and I'm going to show you guys up close. And now in the back, you can see that the leaves and the flowers have 2 holes. So these are 2-hole beads. All the other beads are single holes. And so we're going to use these as our focals. So you can see what this would look like on the wrist. And it's actually a pretty simple bracelet to make. Sometimes we do complicated designs, sometimes we do more simple. So this one looks complicated because the beads are so darn pretty, but it's not that hard. Oh, thank you, Linda. Okay, and so this is what we're gonna do, and this is the clasp. So I used one of the beads that was the biggest one in my design for my single hole, and I used that here. I also have some other bead options. You can do an even bigger bead if you like. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a loop, and I don't know if you can see it, but actually 3 of the beads in here are actually crimped tubes. And you just go ahead and you put that big bead through it and it latches like so. You could also use a button. That would work too. You could use a bigger bead. So you have lots of different options with this technique. So you don't have to use this bead, you can use different ones. Okay, so let's see. We're going to show you first some of the bead options. Then we're going to make the bracelet, and I'm trying to keep up on the comments too. So thank you guys for commenting. I hope I get to all the ones I can. I know Michelle is grabbing them if I can't. Eric too. Okay, so really at the start of this at the start of how I designed this were these daisies. So these are Czech Glass. They are part of that Timeless Wonders collection, and they have 2 holes in them. So if you can see right here, we have 1 hole, 2 hole. And I put the other color variations that these come in into the shopping bag as well. So these are just really pretty Czech Glass beads. Now there is a right and wrong side to them. And so we're gonna use those, and we're gonna combine them with another 2-hole bead, which is this really pretty maple leaf. And here it's a little easier to see that it's got the 2 holes. So we got the 2-hole maple leaf combined with the 2-hole daisy. And I put other colors of maple leaves in the bag as well. So I put some color options. Excuse me. Okay, so that was what started the design. And then to fill in the other spaces, I have these beautiful, beautiful, kind of vintagey, antique-y looking Czech Glass beads with like a rosaline amethyst blend. It's really very, very pretty. And then I also have these, I think they were called like Twilight. It's a Czech Glass round. So just a little bit of a lighter color to kind of lighten up, because we've got the black and the green. I wanted a little lighter element here. And then we also are going to use these rondelles. These are like a Czech Glass rondelle in here as well. And that's black with a really pretty bronze edge. So that's part of our palette. I have these teeny little Czech Glass beads. So I'm really just kind of playing off of the colors here. So I have these pretty little Czech Glass beads to accent these ones, the black ones to accent the black daisy. So we're just kind of coordinating, and then these really pretty gold ones. And then I think that's it for the actual big beads. And then I have this tube of seed beads to go with it. So here you can see these colors go really well with it, and there's gold, and that's what's going to help to have our little crimp tubes, when we crimp them, blend on in. And so this is a really nice blend of seed beads. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these down. I want to show you a couple other beads that I think could be really pretty with this design, to give a couple more options as well before we actually start beading here. Okay, I'm just gonna put those guys down. I loved these. I thought that these were so pretty. This is a really big Czech Glass bead. This would work really well for this little button closure as well. Hello, Monica. We are going to make this bracelet here. So this is gonna be our bracelet. We're also gonna have a giveaway soon. So that's gonna happen here in a little bit as well. So we're gonna have lots of fun today. So here are these nice big beads. I love these. I bought these for myself, actually. These are really pretty too. I thought that they went well with just the theme of this. I thought that they were a really pretty bead. If you wanted to incorporate more leaves, these are a single hole, so you could put them coming out from here. That would be really pretty for these guys. I also have these bigger black beads. I thought they were quite nice, so they would look nice with it too. So a lot of different colors you can do with these. These are like a raspberry color that would go very well with this focal bead here. Oh, thank you, Fern. You guys are going to see how easy this is to put together. I'm going to knock on wood because I'm saying it's easy, and that's usually when disaster strikes. So hopefully I didn't just jinx myself. Okay, I like those beads too. You could do a pearl if you wanted to put a pearl in with it. So I have a green pearl, and all of these are on the shopping bag. So if you want to see what these beads are, I know Michelle is popping up those banners, but if you want to see like strand size and more information, just click on that shopping bag. It will have all of it preloaded, and you can of course add it right to your shopping cart from there. Oh, hello, Cricket from SoCal. I am in SoCal too. We're having a warm day today. I was just out there and I was like, whoo, it's getting warm. Okay, so I have another really pretty, now these are the English cuts, which are my new favorite beads. I love the English cuts, so these little English cuts would go with this. I also have these pretty rose beads. This is like a rose cut, I think they call it, but that's a really pretty bead that would look nice with this. So these are all just variations, and here's a melon bead. So lots of different things you could choose from. I wanted to show more options because I think that's part of the fun, is mixing things up a little bit. I also have a bunch of these blends of seed beads that I think would go really well. And these are all 30% off. Everything is 30% off because of our closing sale. So if there's something that strikes your fancy, it's nice to be able to get a discount. Okay, let's start designing. So those are all the beads that we get to play with. And I feel like I could make a whole bunch of different designs with these beads. I really love the colors. We're looking at kind of like greens and blacks and kind of a little bit of like a misty blue. I love it. And purple. Okay, so we're going to clear a little space so we can see what we're doing. And we have a bead stopper for our tool. We have a pair of cutters and a crimping plier. And these are the three tools that we're going to use for this. Okay, so I'm going to start by cutting myself 24 inches of beading wire. Now, you really don't see the beading wire in this project. So if we go back to the bracelet, the beading wire really is not shown anywhere. Even up here where we're doing this little loop, you don't see the beading wire. So I don't really think the color matters that much. You see it a little bit right here at the tip, but I think it's so discreet that it's pretty invisible. So we're going to cut 24 inches of beading wire. Oh, thank you, Diane. I appreciate that. I have so much fun being here. I really do. I have a great time. Okay, so what we're going to do here is I'm going to do 24 inches. So you can see on my ruler, I'm just going to measure twice, cut once. We're going to do 24 inches of our beading wire, and we're just going to cut it with our little snips. And we're going to use one strand of beading wire to make this whole bracelet. And actually, I don't even think I need the bead stopper now that I'm thinking about it. Okay, so what we want to do is we are going to start, let me think. Yep, okay, so we are going to start with our tube of seed beads. So we got our tube of seed beads right here. And I really liked this blend. I thought all the purples and the bronzes and the golds were so pretty and really lended themselves very nicely to this design. So I'm just going to put a few of those out. Okay, and we're going to string one on. It could be any color. There's a bunch of different colors because it's a blend. It could be any color you want. So we're just going to string one on, put our tails together so that they're lined up together. and slide that little bead down to the middle. So it's just in the middle here. Now we're going to take one of these really pretty, like I just think they look antique-y, these antique cut beads, and we're going to put both of our tails through it with this large bead. And this could be a button too. If you wanted to use a button, you would basically just string on the button the way you strung on the seed bead, and then you would go from there the exact same way I'm going to show you. All right, so here we're just going to pull this down. And what you want to do is you kind of want to, it can just sit like that, or you can kind of pull it a little bit so it sits a little flatter, but it's fine either way. Basically, this is your anchor. Oh, thank you, Piper. This was really fun to figure out as a beading challenge. I love beading challenges. And I was like, how am I going to use these 2-hole beads and have them sit right and line up? And so this was really fun. So the best beading wire to use, there's a lot of choice and flexibility. So what you can do, this is a 7-strand beading wire. And this works fine for me. A lot of people like 19 strand. That's a good medium one. I like 0.015, and it will tell you, usually it tells you, if not on the here, it will tell you on the description what size crimp tube or crimp bead to use. So, but I pretty much always stay with a 0.015, a 7 or a 19 strand, and then I use a 2x2 crimp tube. So those are kind of my standards. Okay, so I'm going to just recreate this bracelet going down. So this is going to be this part right here. And what we're going to then do is add one of these little Czech fire polish. I think you could have done that English cut bead too, would have been really pretty. Okay, and I've got my 2 strands together. Okay, just put through it together. Oh, good, Sandra. I'm glad. Oh, thank you. Okay. I have had so much fun teaching all these years. It's been a long time. It's been a lot of fun. Okay, and then we're going to do one of these black rondelles with that pretty bronze edge to it, and we're going to put that through. And then one of these twilight beads. I really have come to like this little twilight bead. It's very simple. So 49 strand is not too big. So actually the thickness, if I understand it correctly, I was talking to a couple other designers about this the other day, because I'm a little bit more versed in like resin making and wire wrapping and loom work than stringing. Stringing is actually something I don't do as much of. The thickness is this here, and you'll see it like 0.01, 0.015, 0.018. That's what you want to pay attention for thickness. The strand size, like a 49 strand, I do not believe is any thicker than a 7 strand. It just has a lot of really thin wires wrapped together, like twisted. So you should be fine with a 49 strand for a bracelet. Okay. And then, oh, great question, Tracy. No, I just come up with it myself. I usually find beads that inspire me, and I make it, or requests if we're talking about like if we want to see something. Like last week we wire wrapped daggers and leaves because we talked about how do we do that. So yeah, I usually just come up with the ideas myself, and like, or have a theme, like maybe my theme will be gemstones. I'll pick a theme, or my theme will be loom work, and then just kind of go from there. Okay, so after this one, what we're going to do, and we can follow along here, is we're going to put on 2 seed beads from that seed bead blend. But now we're going to separate out our wires. Yes, so I think a 49 strand drapes better than a 7 strand. I think that's, if I understand it correct. Yes, okay, yep. So it's just a matter of what you like. Also, it's weight related too. If you're using heavy gemstone beads, you're gonna wanna more strands. If you're using really lightweight beads, you can get away with the fewer strands. It's also a budget consideration. There is quite a price difference between 7-strand and 49 strands, so that's also something to consider as well. But great thoughts here, and anyone who wants to share information, about their experience with the different beading wires, that's why we're here. That's why this community is so amazing, is because we're all here to help. Okay, so now we've separated our wires. We have the 2 seed beads on there. And now we're gonna put on our first Czech glass leaf. So to do it, you just pick up the leaf, and we want the tip of the leaf going first in this case. So we're gonna put on our little leaf. 1 strand in each hole, so you can see how that looks. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide that down, put on a 2-hole daisy, and there are color variations in the shopping bag. So if black and green are not your thing, these actually come in a lot of colors. So pay attention that the daisy design is facing up and the same direction as your leaf, because there is a right and wrong side to these guys. Okay. And then I'm going to put on 1 more leaf. And then where is the leaf? The leaf is right here. So I did 1 leaf already, and now I've done a daisy, and now I'm going to do 1 more leaf, but this time instead of the tip of the leaf pointing down, I'm going to have the back of the leaf strung on first. So we're just going to go through those 2 holes again. And this is our segment. So you want to see that all the pretty side of the Czech glass beads are facing the same direction. And you're just going to slide this down. Okay, so now this is what we've got as we're building this. Oh, yay! Good, Sandra, I'm glad. This was I like how this design came together. Yes, very easy. And the clasp is going to be interesting. As we finish this off, because we have 2 strands that we're going to need to finish off, we're going to crimp 3 different places. And what's nice is the crimp beads kind of just disappear with the beads. Yes, the leaf is 2-hole. It's a great leaf. This is 2-hole maple leaf. It's so cool. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to add 2 more seed beads. So I've just got these seed beads right here. You can add whatever color you want. They are kind of like a triangle. I think they're like a hex maybe. They have a little bit of an interesting cut to them. They're part of that blend, that little seed bead mixed tube. There are different sizes, so just make sure whichever ones you're grabbing are the same size. That's all. Yes. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do a little single hole segment between our clusters of the 2-hole beads. How many come in a pack? Oh, how many leaves come in a pack? Oh, I'm going to let Michelle look that up. You get a good amount though, because these are what's left after I already made a bracelet. So those are what's left. You can also click on that shopping bag icon. It'll take you right to the listing too, which should tell you. If not though, Michelle definitely can check. Oh, 25 pieces. Yay. Okay. Thank you guys. Okay. So this is our back of our design. If you can kind of see what that looks like. And there's our front. And now we're going to do one of these really pretty twilight Czech glass rounds. Followed, and my strands are just together at this point, so I'm using them as if they were one, followed by one of these really pretty pinky purpley beads. Again, both strands going through it, followed by another twilight bead, and let that go on down. Okay, so there we're building our structure here. We're just going from the bottom up. And then we're going to add another seed bead to each strand. So now we've separated our strands out. We're going to do a seed bead. And these are really cool seed beads. I like this. Okay. So a seed bead and a seed bead. And I'll measure this bracelet at the end so you guys can see how long it is. You can easily adjust the size by just adding a few more beads. Okay, so we put that on. now what we're gonna do is you gotta look and see where your orientation is. Okay, so here they're facing up forward. So I'm gonna hold it like this, follow my strands like so, kind of hold them pinched right here. Yeah, you don't need a needle. I know, I love that too. Okay, so we're making another cluster. So we're gonna put a 2-hole leaf with the pointy side down first. Go through both. And then we're gonna do a daisy. Okay, the daisies are 2-hole as well. So the daisies and the maple leaves are 2-hole. And then we're going to do another maple leaf. I had to use these. When I saw these in the Timeless Wonders show that we did last week, I knew I had to do something with these because they're just so luscious together. So there's another collection. Oh, Piper the Parade was wonderful. So my youngest son's teacher, his kindergarten teacher, was teacher of the year. She won teacher of the year. So she got to be in the parade, and he got to be in the parade on the float as well. And then because my oldest son also had her as a kindergarten teacher, my oldest son got to be in the parade as well. So it was really fun. Both of them were on the float, and she's just the dearest gal, like just the nicest person. So I'm so happy she won. And we did water slides. So I'm going to show you guys a picture here in a minute. And actually, I can do that right now. I can show you a picture of my boys on a water slide real quick. I'll pause because this is a good pause spot. I'm going to pause real quick, show you a picture, and I'll come right back. That was the, oh, good. So are we all back? Okay. So I think we're all back. Good. If you're watching the replay, I'm sorry that gets edited out. But that was fun. That was what my boys were doing. And my youngest insisted on bringing goggles. So he was wearing goggles on the water slide. It was really cute. Yeah, we have a great town here. And they have like just a wonderful, like old-fashioned 4th of July celebration. It's just really fun. Oh, thanks, guys. And we brought a change of clothing. Thankfully, Mom remembered here to bring a change of clothes so that they would be dry for the float and the parade. Okay, so we've got this right here, and we've got our 2 seed beads. And we're just going to double check that everything is facing forward before we go any further, and it is. And now what we're ready to do is add our single hole beads again. So we're going to do the same sequence of this pretty twilight bead, followed by this little antique bead. I don't know, Michelle, what is this one called? I love this cut, but I never remember what it's called. I always want to say cathedral, but I don't think it is a cathedral. I love it though. So that we're going to do this one, and then one more of our twilighty one, and slide those down. And I think once we get our 3rd segment on and we're ready to start our clasp, I think we'll do the giveaway. Oh, guys, wait, no, I didn't make a mistake there. It was just flipped. Whew, I thought I made a mistake there, but we see it facing forward. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do a giveaway soon for those 2 strands. So one person will win the Czech Glass daggers and leaves. And Michelle is going to pop up the photo since I don't have a sample. But if you're on Facebook or you are on YouTube, now is the time to pop on over so that you can enter to win by commenting here live on Beadaholique. And we'll go ahead and we'll get this to the point where we're going to add the clasp, and then we'll do the giveaway. Okay. Okay, so here we go. We're going to now add 2 more seed beads. So let's separate our strands again. And I'm just picking out ones here that are the same size because it is a mixed tube. All right, and then I want to kind of jiggle this down. This is going to be our last 2-hole cluster. So I want to make sure that I add my beads facing forward. Okay, so now I've got it like this. And I'm going to just basically separate them out here. This is what I find it easiest. Pull them up with your fingers so that they're staying straight. And then what we're gonna do is the maple leaf again, facing down. I think my next challenge is to make a pair of earrings to match this. I think that will be fun. Okay, maple leaf facing down. Then we need one of our 2-hole daisies. Okay, oh good. Oh good, Annie. So you've got the leaves, perfect. This is a fun way to use them. Okay, and then we're gonna do one more maple leaf. And this time you're gonna do it with the wider side first that you're gonna string on. We're almost ready for that giveaway. Like I said, I'm gonna get to the clasp area and we'll do the giveaway and then we'll finish up the bracelet. Okay. And then if you stay tuned at the end of the show, Eric is gonna pop up one more picture of my boys at the end of the show. Oh no, I'm breaking up. Okay, let me talk for a minute and see if the sound settles down. Okay, so I'm just gonna chat for a minute, get ready for the giveaway, see if the sound is okay. Eric, Michelle, can you let me know if the sound is okay? And see how we're doing. Oh, Rosetta's saying mine sounds good. Monica's, okay. Okay, Eric is telling us okay. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you, Lydia. Okay, Tracy, thank you. Carlene, Cindy, okay, Cheryl, okay. All right, we're gonna proceed here. If anyone does have sound problems, I know you can't hear me saying this, but if you log out and log back in, it does help sometimes to fix those issues. Okay, so here's our bracelet so far. Now we're gonna get up to the clasp section. So we're gonna add a seed bead again on each strand. And then we're gonna add a twilight bead. Okay, thank you guys. So we're putting our strands together again. So now we're coming back to the single hole. I'm gonna do one more of these black rondelles. Okay, thank you, Mary. Hello, Sapphire from New York. Okay, and so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna add one more bead and then we're gonna do our clasp. So the last bead I'm gonna add before the clasp is one more of these little Czech Glass ones, these little round ones. And it's gonna be with the 2 strands together. Okay, we are almost done with our bracelet. We are going to make a loop using 2 strands here in a minute and 3 crimp tubes. So kind of crazy here. Okay, let's do the giveaway. So we'll put this down for a minute. Okay, so the giveaway works by, if you have to be here at Beadaholique, so pop over really, really fast if you're on YouTube or Facebook. I'm going to ask a question. The first person to get the correct answer in a comment wins. So Michelle is going to keep her eyes out and she's going to flag the one who has the person who can say the correct answer first in the comments. Okay, so the question is, what year did Christmas in July start? What year did Christmas in July start? And Michelle was great at finding this question this morning to help out. Okay. And I will wait for Michelle to find the person with the correct answer and she'll flag them. Oh my gosh, and it popped up so fast. Oh my gosh. All right, Eric or Michelle, you'll have to say again who it was because I couldn't read it. There were so many comments that went by too fast for me. Oh, Eric's saying, I'll wait for Michelle to tag the right answer. Okay. It was Cheryl. Cheryl, Congratulations. All right, so Michelle is going to connect with you and get you those daggers and leaves. So congratulations. And Michelle, you want to share the correct answer? Because I know you found this one this morning. 1933 was the correct answer. So really long ago. So I was surprised. I thought Christmas in July was a recent thing. I did not know it was almost 100 years old, which is just crazy that 1933 is almost 100 years old. But yes, congratulations. Okay, so Michelle and you will connect and she will send you out your daggers and leaves. And then if you do want to know how to wire wrap them, I did just show that in last Thursday's show. So you can always watch the replay just to give one idea. But yeah, amazing, right? I really thought it was something that was within the last like 20 years, maybe 30 years. Okay. Let's go ahead and finish off this design. So what I'm going to do is at this point, I'm just going to double check my work. So we're just going to kind of look at it, make sure that this is all looking how we want it to look. We have at this point both strands through all of our beads. And at this point, we're going to separate out our strands. So now it's the separating out time. Okay. And we are going to put on, I've got some 2x2 crimp tubes right here, and they're gold, which is great because they look really nice with this seed bead mix. So here's my crimp tubes. Here's my seed beads. Does one of the beads sit partially under the tip of the leaf? Oh, let's see. It won't. So it does on the top side. See, the leaf sits over the top of the seed beads a little bit. So when you have it on your wrist, it's almost like that as like a nice like embellishment on top of it, but it sits flat, which is nice. So, but great question. Okay, so I'm going to add 3 seed beads to each strand. So I've got my 2 strands, almost like when you're working with 2 needles. I've got 2 strands, so I'm going to do 3 seed beads on each. Okay, so if you can see this, I've just got 3 seed beads. And now I'm going to add a crimp tube. So I'm going to add a crimp tube just like I would be adding like another bead, but it's a crimp tube and it's in gold color here. So trying to do this right here. Okay, so now I've got 3 seed beads and a gold crimp tube. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 3 more seed beads, so I can even let these guys slide down so they don't pop off. And then what I'm going to do is add 3 more seed beads to each and a crimp tube to one side. And I used 2 strands. I used just 1 strand. So if you see here, we actually used 1 strand of beading wire that we basically folded in half with an anchor point here. So you guys watch the replay. It'll be available as soon as the show ends. And so what you're doing is you're taking 1 strand, folding it in half basically, and then you can string easily through these 2-hole beads because we're mixing 2-hole beads with single-hole beads. Okay, so I put, that was, let's see, 1 on each. I need 2 more on each. And I'm trying to check the comments, guys, as I'm doing this, but I'm also trying to count here so I don't lose track. Why the crimp tubes? Is it just for the gold look? Oh, great question, Lydia. We're going to crimp them. We're going to crimp 3 crimp tubes just for security because I was getting nervous that it wasn't going to be secure enough. So I was like, well, I'm going to crimp it 3 times. Okay, so now we picked up 1 crimp tube on one side. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna crisscross our wires inside that crimp tube. So here we go. So we have all of our seed beads. I wanna show this. So you got all your seed beads on each side with your crimp tubes. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna crisscross right here, our strands. And you could very well be able to get away with just this one crimp tube, but I was getting nervous, and so I thought I really wanted it to be secure. Okay, so now we're pulling it down. You know what? I am not good at crimping either, Rosetta. I have had to practice it a lot. It gets easier. Again, knock on wood. I was actually a little nervous doing this live because I do sometimes struggle with crimping too. Okay, so we pull it down and it makes a loop. So that is basically our finished bracelet, but we need to crimp. So we've got it down. So you just want to make sure that all your beads are good and straight. They're the way you want them, that you don't have any gaps, that your bracelet is still kind of nice and flexible. And so what we did was we crisscrossed, and now we're going to go in here and we're going to crimp that crimp tube. And what's nice is because of its gold color and the gold shimmer of the seed beads, it's just gonna look like another bead. So, but we're gonna go in here and we're gonna be very careful that we're only crimping the crimp tube and we're not on any other beads. And I wanna make sure I'm pulling this both sides. Okay, and we're gonna go in there and we're gonna give it a little crimp. So I'm squeezing it. If you can see that, I squeezed it in the back. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fold it over. So you see how it's got those two channels? Now we're gonna fold it over in the front. So it's right up top there, and you can see it sitting upright, and we're gonna just squeeze again and fold it over. So now we've got it both ways. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna feed our one strand on the one side down through our seed beads and that crimp tube that is waiting for us. Like I said, you could probably get away with the one, but I was just feeling a little nervous and I didn't want this bracelet to break. So I was like, well, maybe we can do a little something more for security here. And you can adapt this design idea to so many different projects. And like I said, you can also do it for buttons as well. Okay, so here we go. We fed it down through. So the crimp tubes are 2 millimeter by 2 millimeter. Great question. Okay, so just pull this down through. And I prefer crimp tubes to crimp beads. Crimp beads I struggle with. I do not do very well with crimp beads. Okay, so we've got that right there. And we're gonna go in and we're gonna crimp it. I'm just gonna pull it off to the side so it like creates two channels. Crimp one side, so I've got those two channels. And now we're gonna fold it over on itself again. And I'm just watching that I have, you know, these are all glass beads. So I just wanna be careful that I don't accidentally crack one of them, okay? Now you can take your wire and you can feed it through the adjacent bead, or you could just trim it. Yeah, crimp tubes I find so much easier. I don't know, I know everyone has their personal preferences, but crimp beads are too wiggly for me. Okay, so I'm just gonna trim this bit off here. Like I said, you could feed it through the other bead too. And then what we're gonna do here is we're gonna do the same thing on this side, but I like how kind of seamless this is, and it can save you having to use like a traditional clasp as well, and it uses up the two strands. So again, going through all the beads on the side, including the crimp tube. Okay. And we're just gonna pull that down. Yeah, crimping is something, I know some people are so comfortable with it. I gotta be honest, I'm not either. I struggle with it still. I know some people just make it look so easy and flawless. I still struggle with it. Crimping is always a bit of a challenge for me. And I've practiced a bit, but I think it just, the more you do it, the easier it gets. But I always hesitate a little. I will say that. Okay, last one. So we've got it in there. And I'm worried that my glass bead is in there too. So I'm just going to move that aside. Okay, crimp. So giving it a good squeeze. I see those 2 channels, fold it over and trim. And then our bracelet's done. And I'll show you how the clasp works. And like I said, you could use a bigger bead, a different bead, a button, whatever you like. So here is our loop. So we got our little loop right here. And then what we're going to do is it goes through this little button here. Well, it's not a button, it's a bead, but it just goes in there and it is secure. Yay, crimp covers, a hard time. Can you give us tips? Oh, yeah, so when I do crimp covers, actually, I don't have my chain nose pliers here. I make them look like little Pac-Man. So crimp covers, for those who don't know, are basically open beads that go over your crimp beads. And so they're shaped kind of like this. I put them in, like if this was my chain nose plier, I put them in my chain nose plier facing outwards like little Pac-Man. And then I go in and I try to put them on that way. I struggle with them too, though. It's hard. it's hard for sure. Crimp tubes are finicky. Crimp covers are very finicky, I find. All right, here's our bracelet, guys. So this is the finished design. Let me see how long it is with this pattern of beads. But I hope that was fun. I had fun designing this one and figuring out how the heck to do it with the 2-hole beads and the single holes. Okay, so we're gonna put this right here and the loop is right here. I'm putting this here because the loop, when you put the clasp in it, it counts for a little bit more. It gets a little cinched up. And this bracelet is about 7¼ inches. So 7¼ so kind of your standard bracelet length. If you want it to be longer, just add more beads in here. You have plenty of beads. You can easily add some more beads in here. If you want it to be shorter, just cinch it up, take some of these beads out. So hopefully that's helpful, but that is what our bracelet looks like on. And again, these beads were all part of that Timeless Wonders collection, and they're just really, really pretty. I did put the color variations in the shopping bag, so if you want to do it in different colors, you can. But I love the 2-hole maple leaves. The 2-hole daisies are so fun, really fun. Okay, so that's our bracelet. Now, if you have anything in your shopping cart that you want to get, please make sure to remember to check out. I do know things sell out, so that's something to keep in mind. I know when we started the show, everything was in stock, but I also know things can sell out, so good to grab it if you've got it in your shopping cart. Oh, good. Okay, I'm reading the comments. Yay, good. I'm glad everyone liked it. Yeah, it was fun. I really actually love this closure idea, and I want to do it with a button. I definitely want to find some buttons and do the same thing with a button because I think that would be really pretty too. Maybe even like a vintage button. I might do like a vintage or antique button. Okay, guys, I'm going to flip the camera up. Oh, thank you, Jan from Montana, and Cheryl, thank you. Okay, I'm going to flip the camera up, guys, to say goodbye for today, but I'll be back here on Thursday at 9 a.m., and then Deb is going to be here tomorrow at 10:30, so we have more fun and more beading to do. And at the end of the show, you'll see another picture of my kiddo. Oh, good. I'm glad you guys like this. Oh, thank you, Tracy. Okay, here we go. Flip the camera up. All right, guys, that was fun. Okay, here's, let me see, because I know the lighting's a little different. Okay, this was our finished design, and pretty quick and easy. This was not hard to do, so it was really fun. Oh, thank you, Patty. All right, and Fern, thank you, guys. So really fun, all beautiful Czech glass beads. Yeah, really fun. So I'll see you guys next week. If you have anything in that shopping cart, please do make sure you check it out so that you can get these. This show is saved, so as soon as it ends, you could go back and rewatch the replay. Yeah, So we have a good time all the time. So join me, please, again later in the week. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I have to think of something. So we're going to have fun. I'm going to go look at my beads and see what I have. Oh my gosh, I just realized my earring is tangled. I'll go fix that too. All right, guys, I will see you later. Have a great couple days, and I'll see you in just a couple days. Bye, guys. And then stay tuned. You'll see another picture of my kiddo on a water slide. Bye. Oh, 3-strand bracelet. Ooh, that's an interesting idea. Okay, bye. Bye, Cheryl. Bye, Terry. Latidra, thank you for joining us. We are here 3 times a week here at Beadaholique. So thank you for joining us. Mondays at 2 Pacific, and Tuesdays at 10:30 Pacific, and Thursdays at 9 a.m. Pacific. And we always are doing something different. Oh, thank you. I'm going to say Kihao. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but thank you for joining us. And Christy, thank you. And Monica, thank you, Monica. All right. We have fun. We have so much fun. I always am inspired for the whole rest of the day after we get to do this. I feel like I get to come play with friends. And so that is just a lovely, lovely treat. All right. Bye, guys. Take care. I'll see you on Thursday. Thank you, guys.